Hi guys, welcome back. Dream Queen here. No, seriously, welcome back to the channel, Dream Queen. So I wanted to take a quick minute, a few minutes actually, because I talk too much. Anyhow, I wanted to talk about healing and what people think healing is. Now, we tend to believe that we heal things and they are just gone like that. And what we have to understand is that our mind is an incredible creation. It's an incredible piece of art, actually. So, as everybody knows, we have a conscious and a subconscious mind. Now, our subconscious mind holds so much information. And as a mechanism to allow us to live a quote-unquote normal life, it suppresses certain things or it hides certain things. But it gets to a point where you have to start working on those. You have to start healing certain things. And you really don't really understand why. You feel certain the way you do sometimes, why you act the way that you do, and things like that. So, eventually you get to a point in your life when everything that you considered to be important, everything that you considered to be a priority starts to crumble, and you're just sitting there and you're like, oh, what the heck just happened? Kind of like what happened to me. Work, being a provider for my kids was the number one thing. It was my main priority. I didn't like calling out of work. I didn't like being late or anything like that. It was something that I held very high in standard. And throughout the years, I've been battling not wanting to do this. Always found excuses. Oh, I work too many hours. Oh, the kids this, oh, the kids that. And one by one, God started eliminating every single quote-unquote obstacle. Except for my kids, obviously, because they're not an obstacle. But I mean, and kind of humbled me to understand that what I was holding as a priority, really, I was just using it to mask and to hide behind because I didn't want to do this. So as the process started, I started to become aware of certain things in my subconscious. And I would cry and I would release it. And a few months later, I would go back again and the thing would resurface. And I'm like, wait, I dealt with that. And it's like, haha, your subconscious is like, no. You dealt with like the surface of it. We're going to go a little deeper. And a few months later, a little deeper. And I'm like, whoa, like, can I just let go of this? But, as time goes by and the more you do it and the more you allow yourself to feel the pain, because this is the thing. In society, in life, we are taught that pain is something that is bad. It's not. Pain is there to make us aware that there is something wrong. It's something that we have to either let go of or whatever it is. And sorry, the girls are sleeping in my bed. And when you really become to the understanding that without pain, we don't grow, then it's going to become, wait, what did I just say? I don't know. Anyhow, let's go back on track because then I was thinking of the girls. I'm like, should I just move or should I stay here? Anyhow, so the way I view pain, and I'm talking about like emotional pain at this point, is it is there to help us grow. To help us grow into love. To help us grow into understanding of life. So when we're in pain, and when I mean you are in that excruciating pain where your soul is crying to the point where it's like, God, like, either end it or release me from it because I really have no idea how I'm going to handle this. Something amazing happens. when you surrender to the pain and you surrender to the understanding that you yourself have caused the pain, God releases you from it. Why do I say that? Because forgiveness is not as simple as people put it, just forgiving the person or, the people or whatever it is. Forgiveness, yes, that's where it starts. Forgiving the person. So with forgiving a person for doing you wrong, what do? This is what I do personally. I sit down, I write down all the things, or the thing the person did and how it made me feel. And then I tell God, I forgive this person, allow me to forgive this person, and I release this person from, any resentment, any anger, or anything like that. Okay. Now, this used to go in stages of months before. Now, then it was a couple of weeks. Then it was a couple of days in between. And now it's like within an hour, I can work through like all the stages at once because I'm aware of the steps that I have to take, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So then comes forgiving yourself. But wait, why do I have to forgive myself? That was my first question. I didn't do anything wrong. Oh, you didn't? No, I didn't. So then I would go ahead and sit down and read what I wrote about what the person did to me. You did do something wrong. And what you did wrong, I'm not talking about you retaliating or anything like that against another person. I'm talking about what you did wrong to yourself. You allowed someone to hurt you. You allowed someone to have power over your emotions, over who you are. And no one should have that power over you. No one should have that ability to get you to that point where you hurt yourself like that. And it's hard. I know it's a process unless you start going through it. But every time that we take people's actions and words and internalize them, allowing them to hurt us, allowing them to cause pain, allowing it to cause anger. I'm sorry, I'm like looking at one of my dogs. Like it looks like her eyes open, like she's sleeping with her eye open. I'm not sure, it looks weird. Anyway, it's just like one on the bed, one on the floor. Anywho, you are little by little destroying yourself inside. Because at that point, you are identifying yourself based on what other people say or what other people think or what other people do. And what we have to understand, this is one of the understanding that I came to. When people say or do things to you or towards you, most of the time is a reflection of something that's going on inside of them that they do not want to deal with. So they are projecting it onto you. And why do I say that? I have this thing that I'm very organized and I like having everything in order. I like following a schedule. So for the longest time, whenever I will fall off my schedule, especially when my narcolepsy was getting out of whack, I would verbally get into arguments like with my sister, my ex-husband, or anybody. And the first thing that I will bring up is like, oh, you don't understand because you're not organized, you're not this. And, it took me a while. And I'm like, why am I always bringing that up? And then I started noticing that when I was bringing that up was during times where I had fallen off my schedule, during times that I wasn't doing the things that I wanted to do, how I wanted to do them. But it took me a very long time because I wasn't ready to take responsibility for my actions. I wasn't ready for taking responsibility for the things that I needed to fix within myself. So it was just easier to project, because that's what your subconscious does. Your subconscious projects things that you need to change within yourself onto other people, hoping that you will get a glimpse like, oh, wait, that's about me, not them. Fortunately, our conscious mind doesn't catch on that quickly. So, it takes some time, it takes some practice, but it is what it is. Anywho, so with that being said, I know I'm like rambling. I don't even know about what. Anywho, we have to, first of all, do not fear pain, because it really, once you deal with it, it changes you in every step of the way. Because healing is not just about oh, it's over and it's done with. There's always gonna, if you think that what you're healing now at the beginning stages of things is the worst, let me let you know, sweetie, we're just getting started. Because the deeper you go into your subconscious and the more things that you start to heal, the harder that pain is. And the reason why I say that is because your subconscious is only giving your conscious mind a little bit at a time what it can handle. So it's preparing you to release the bigger things later on. And that scares people, because it scared the crap out of me. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't want to. I'm like, no, let me be angry, let me be mad. I don't care. I just want to stay how I am. But and I've tried to explain to people, because when you're going through this process of just trying to heal yourself from everything, and you have those moments of where you just kind of want to stop, and you just kind of want to give in to just your conscious mind. People will sometimes say things that get you thinking, like, or that trigger you. And you're like, wait, why is that triggering me? Versus before, you would just be like, oh, you're just whatever. But now I take everything, when people say something and it triggers me, I try not to engage in the arguments or anything like that. I just kind of like, oh, okay, let me take a minute and think about it. Now, I'm human, so there are going to be days where I'm going to argue back. And then I'm like, shoot, I shouldn't have done that. Like, literally, like, as the words are coming out of my mouth, I'm like, seriously? You should have just taken a second and thought about things. But it's all part of the learning process. And it's something that we all have to eventually learn on our own. I mean, we're here to help each other and, to try and make it easier for the next person. But it doesn't always work like that. My dad always said, nobody learns with anyone else's head. In Spanish, nadie aprende con la cabeza de nadie. So that's always something that I have always held, that I always try to remember when I'm trying to give advice, because I'm working on it. One of those people that if I feel that if I am telling you something that is like, if I can show you an easier way and you don't take it, like, it kind of upsets me, because it's like, seriously, you just took like 10 hours, and what I told you had taken like 5 minutes. So I'm learning to let that go, that I can give people information. I can give people my my experience of what I've done, but at the end of the day, it's up to them if they want to take it or not. And I can't be mad. I can't feel any type of way, because it has nothing to do with me. Right. Well, I don't know if I covered everything I wanted to cover about healing, but healing it's hard, it's difficult, especially when you hold on to something for so long. You're kind of like thinking like, oh my God, so what's going to happen once I let go? And what I have learned, well, what I've done, and I've done this, it actually started pretty funny. It started when I hit rock bottom one year with my weight, where I was so disappointed. And I was talking to myself negative all the time. And one day, I just woke up and I sat in front of the mirror naked. And I told myself all the things that I didn't like about myself. And I cried in front of the mirror. And I was just like in so much pain. And this was years ago. And then I took a shower, I washed my face. And when I came out of the bathroom, I sat in front of the mirror again. And I didn't know at the time. I released all those negative thoughts that I had about myself, about my body. And the reason why, even if my weight fluctuates up and down, it doesn't affect me how it used to. Because I mean, I used to throw tantrums. I used to be like obsessed with my weight. Was because I did one thing, and I never thought about it until probably about a year ago. I sat in front of the same mirror, right in front of it, and I spoke life into that area of my life. So everything negative that I had perceived about myself, about my physical image, I replaced, once I released it, I replaced it with love, with loving myself, with loving every single part of myself. And in essence, that area was filled and the negativity couldn't come back. Now, it took me a while to understand, like to be able to realize that, in the sense that when I had healed other things in my life, from negativity, and I had released, I wasn't putting in the same practice. I wasn't feeding it something new. I wasn't feeding it love. I wasn't feeding. Oh my God, I can't speak today. Feeding it something positive. So one day, I don't remember who I was talking to, and I had told them that we were talking about weight, and I had told this lady about what I had done. And it hit me. I'm like, oh shoot, that's what I should be doing with everything else that I'm healing. So I started going back to the most recent things that I have been working on myself with healing. And I started doing that. I started feeding it things out of love. And that has really helped with allowing me to stay in a more, I don't want to say neutral, in a more, I don't know, positive or a better way or whatever. I don't know. I don't even know what word I want to use. But the whole point is, like, after you heal something, you have to feed it. Because you have to understand, our subconscious mind holds, oh my God, my left hand is itchy. Our subconscious mind holds so many information. So if you're telling it that this is not the way something is, then you have to replace it with what it is, so that space doesn't get refilled with the negativity. Because, it's going to be like, okay, she said it's not that, but she's not giving me any information. So let's just put this back here, but let's just put it back here. So she's not even aware that it's still there, because she just doesn't want to hear it now. But if you bring it up and you say, okay, this is not what it is. We're going to heal this. We're going to release this. And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you what it is. Then your subconscious gets it. Makes any sense? I don't know. Anyways, I know. It's like probably like 2 or 3 in the morning. I have no idea. I need to go take a nap. Probably not. I'll probably end up making a couple of other videos that I want to make. But that's about it for now. Thank you for watching, guys.